welcome back to my channel. It is Brittney. So in today's video I have my favorite wigs of 2021 video. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I do a little bit of everything over here, mainly hair and wig content, but I do makeup and fashion content and some home decor content as well. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, please consider subscribing before you leave and turning on your notifications so you're notified every time I do uploads. And if you are a returning subscriber, especially a part of the Premier Squad, thank you so much for tuning in and watching with us right now. I have been doing these favorites lists for every year since 2015. I do have a playlist for you guys if you want to go back and revisit those videos. The last 2 years I have done like cameos with different wig bays and stuff, but this year it's just going to be me like old time. So if you're a fan of the cameos, you can certainly go watch those videos because I'll have it on a playlist for you guys. But of course, it's all love. Definitely support other wig content creators out there. There's a lot of new ones out there. Just do your own research. A lot of great ones that I watch. So shout out to all the wig content creators out there, especially the OGs that's still out here kicking and producing content. So I obviously don't have on a wig today. Just like last year, I usually take a break mid-December until like end of January just so I can, you know, regroup, make sure I'm ready for the new year with my channel and everything. So I have Havana twist in and I love them, y'all. This year was different for me because I did 2 protective styles outside of wigs. I got crochets, loose crochets in June, and then in August I got knotless braids. And I just love how I look with braids, y'all. It's a vibe and I just look so festive today. So if you like my makeup, I have a reel that I just posted on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at ifancycupcakes, and then I'll have like where I got my top from and my blazer and my earrings and stuff in the description box for you guys. So compared to 2020 versus 2021, I feel like 2021 was a little bit weird. I don't feel like we had a standout movement like we did with 2020. 2020 was all about the headband wigs and outre kamaya. First of all, I've been saying outre wrong for years. If you Google outre, it's gonna come up with that pronunciation, so I'm trying my best to say that. Last year was all about the headband wigs and outre kamaya. This year I don't feel like we had like a big movement or a wig that everybody loved. I feel like V-part wigs were popular, but it wasn't like the headband wig trend. And then as far as synthetic wigs, I don't feel like there was popular synthetic wigs, but I don't feel like it was one synthetic wig that everybody went crazy over, which is kind of weird because I was thinking like 2018 it was freetress Valentino and sensational Morgan. 2019 was obviously the reboot of the Nishas. I feel like that was one of the craziest releases like of all time. The Nishas, the 201, 202, and 203. And then in 2020, like I said, outre kamaya and then the headband wig trend. I don't know. Y'all tell me down in the comments, like what was your perception of 2021 with wigs as far as like, was there one that just went crazy? I don't feel like it was one like that. So I'm going to start off with telling you guys my favorite human hair wigs, and then we will get into my most worn wigs because that's a little bit different from favorites and most worn. And then we'll get into my synthetic wigs. So one of my favorite human hair wigs was the omgherhair kinky straight 13x6 lace wig. So I really want you guys to know that omgherhair is one of my top 3 human hair wig companies. There is omgherhair, myfirstwig, and my quality hair. My top 3. I love them. I feel like they have great quality and great prices. So if you are somebody who is looking for a human hair company that is trustworthy, gives great quality, and relatively affordable, check those 3 out. This particular one I feel was one of the best kinky straight wigs I tried this year, even over Chris Beauty. Chris Beauty came on the scene this year and had the clear lace, but I honestly prefer the one from omgherhair. And I did do a sunlight test for you guys in that video, and that's something I have done consistently in 2021 for you guys, because what I have noticed for the last like 2 or 3 years is it can look good on camera, but when you go outside in real life, it could look a mess. So I've been doing that consistently for you guys this year, and I'm, you know, grateful that you guys really appreciate that. So if you're looking for a kinky straight wig that has really great lace, the texture is beautiful and everything, check out the one from omgherhair. Next up, I should put this wig in the most worn category because I wore it to death. So much so that it could be like my signature look. So it's the Curls Lora wig. So I reviewed Lora in black, like a natural black, and then later on in the year I reviewed her in a like ombre color, but I prefer obviously the black one because it looks so natural. It just looks like it would be my hair. I wore her so much like in the latter part of this year, and it's just so beautiful, a nice full density, but it's still not like too much hair. Perfection. And with those wigs like from Curls and hergivenhair, you can apply those in under 10 minutes. Like, it's actually super easy to melt down. Curls, Lora, and some other hergivenhair wigs, you don't have to worry about the lace looking a mess. Okay, so those companies are an investment. Highly recommend wigs from Curls and hergivenhair because I've worn them several times, and what I'm going to mention on this list is going on 2 years, and it's amazing. So love that one. I feel like this one is going to split the audience because not everybody was feeling this wig, but I wore this wig to death like around the time that we got Coda, like in the springtime, which is a hergivenhair pineapple unit. So it came with a cheetah print headband, and it just looked like a puff. So I got that one with the cheetah print, but then I went back and spent my own money and got one with a black headband. So I just feel like that's a really cute option to just throw on, and it's about $100. Of course you can get like one of those phony ponies that are synthetic, but with the human hair versions you have so much versatility with it. You can change the curl pattern, you could do a twist out on it, you could do a braid out on it. So I feel like $100 for that, I feel like it's worth it. I know everybody is not gonna like that, but I thought it was super cute and a really cute like throw on and go type of situation. I feel like this next wig was probably the most expensive wig I've ever featured on my channel, but it was popping. It was from rpgshow and in the style Yvonne. So this was a curly wig that had this gorgeous like fall colored mixture with like auburns and like reddish brown and stuff in it, beautifully mixed, and the curl pattern was gorgeous as well. So very expensive, but it was so beautiful, and I haven't worn it in a while, and it's gonna be a while before I wear it again because I have these in, but I think it's so beautiful and it's so unique because sometimes when I review these more expensive wigs, there's a dupe out there for it, but I don't know of a cheaper option for this one in particular that is like close to the color mix and the curl pattern together. So I recommend it if you have the money to invest in it. I don't know too many wigs I have reviewed on my channel that look like that one. I actually collabed with My First Wig earlier this year to create Hazel. So that was my collaboration, my second collaboration with My First Wig. And I love longer wigs, but my favorite from that collection that I did was the bob version. That bob version is gorgeous. I don't have the longer one anymore, I sold that one, but the bob version, if you are considering getting either one, definitely go with the bob. It's so chic. It has a yaki texture. I think you can choose a silky texture, but I'm a yaki girl, so that's what I went with. I think it's very beautiful, and I feel like it's the color mix is a color that can be worn all year round. It's very beautiful. Those were all of my favorite human hair wigs of this year, and I feel like my list is not like super long. The human hair list is a lot shorter than the synthetic wigs. Okay, before we get into my favorite synthetic wigs, I'm going to tell you guys some of my most worn wigs. So some of my most worn wigs are not going to be wigs that I reviewed this year because I still love my older wigs. As you guys know, I started to revisit older simple part wigs this year, and you guys really enjoyed that. I just wanted you guys to know, I know with the evolution of frontals and everything, synthetic frontals, that it's okay to revisit the oldie but goodies with the simple part wigs. So I have some older wigs that I have been wearing so much this year. So freetress Jannie came out in 2015, and I wore her so much this year. Now I did have to kind of update her and finesse her so she didn't look dated. So I did bring out my edges a little bit because Simple Part wigs from 2015 in that era, they weren't serving hairline. So I bought out my edges a little bit. I did cut a V into the lace, and then I just gelled my edges down, and it just looked like, you know, like a silk wrap or, you know, something like that. Great yaki texture, great longer, a little bit longer everyday length. Freetress Jannie is still winning to me, and I actually need to repurchase another one because I ran through that one this year. So, and that wig is pretty it's still widely available, and it's been out since 2015. So another wig I wore so much this year is Outre's Julianne. Not Julianne 24. I just reviewed Julianne 24 about 2 weeks ago, but Julianne, the original that I reviewed in summer of 2020. I love that wig. It is, I don't know, I think it's about 16 inches or so, and it's very easy to apply because I typically wear mine as a middle part. So, but the thing about outre that a lot of us have noticed over the last 2 years, especially with the Nisha relaunch, is the way that they restock can be very frustrating. So a wig can come out last year or even this year, and it takes them a long time to restock. Now I know there's some things going on in the world where there's some supply issues, but it was like that before that. So I certainly hope in 2022 that changes, so things are more widely available with, you know, with the wig releases and everything. So love Julianne. I think I love Julianne the original more than 24. It's just more wearable and everyday to me. And then my last most worn wig is hergivenhair's Embrace My Coily Life. So this wig is going on 2 years in January or February. So I reviewed it in January or February of 2020, and I wore it for my birthday this year, and it just looked just like my hair. That's the one that I saw like a old co-worker in when I was at Target, and I wasn't even worried about my lace because it was just laid. So that wig is expensive. I feel like it's like $600 or something with my specs. They actually bleached the knots and didn't over bleach them. The hairline is pre-tweezed, and then the lace melts. It's like skin. It's never going to be skin because it's a lace wig, but it's so close to it, okay? And so this is a example of what investing in a wig is like. So if I would have gotten this wig, a synthetic wig, I would have had to purchase it several times over in the last 2 years, but not this one, okay? It's holding up very well, and it's still beautiful. Okay, before we get into the synthetic wigs, I want to acknowledge a sleeper wig. I feel like people, y'all slept on this one. So this is a human hair wig, and it is the curly ombre bob from omgherhair. So like I told you guys, omgherhair is one of my favorite human hair companies because of the quality and the price point that they give you and everything. So I reviewed this, I believe, in November, and I don't feel like it got like crazy traction, but it is stunning. One of the most beautiful curly wigs I reviewed this year, and it's shorter, so it's like more approachable and everything. I just thought like people were sleeping on it. I think it's so beautiful, and I feel like that's gonna be a really nice spring summer wig, because this time of year I'm all about the you know, thick long wigs, but definitely probably gonna feature that in my spring summer recommendations video because it's beautiful. Let's just shout out a few products. So this year I feel like I changed up the way that I lay my wigs, and with every year I feel like I've gotten better with melting my wigs for real. So Taste Pink, originally she put me on to the Ebin Wonderlace Bond spray, adhesive spray, and I swear by this now. Like, I barely touch my Got to Be Glued unless I run out of this. So I've only tried the red bottle, but I've heard Wheezy wig reviews say that the black bottle is even better. So when I run out of this, I'm going to try the black bottle. And I honestly prefer the small containers because with the big ones, I feel like that's like too much in my hand when I'm trying to lay my wig. So I would go with the small can, but of course you run out faster with a small can. But I had a small can that lasted from April to about November. So, you know, it just depends on how often you wear your wig. But I love this. And then I started to use my elastic band this year. So that tension from the elastic band gets you a great melt on your wig. Now there are melt bands that have like Velcro in the back. So that's probably better because you won't have like any issues with you know, tying it in the back like you do with elastic. But this is still good too, and I have all of this stuff featured on my Amazon storefront. Definitely shop my Amazon storefront because I have like a wig essentials list. I have a wig category on there, and then Kyra Sean put me onto this here. I've talked about all this stuff, so you guys know I'm not just, you know, gassing this stuff up. This is the Shea Moisture Coconut and Hibiscus Frizz-Free Curl Mousse. I think she put me onto this in September, and I have gone through 2 bottles. The only thing is it does run out very fast, and I just got this one like a couple weeks ago, and I just did like maybe 3 reviews that had curly wigs, and it's already about gone. But it's so good. It clumps the curls and it doesn't make them feel crunchy, because the method I was doing in 2020 looked great. The curls were clumped, but the hair got hard. This leaves the hair soft even after the wig is completely dry. So highly recommend those 3 products because they have changed how I melt my lace. Okay, now I still use my Got To Be Glued gel, the black bottle, for like further melting my wigs before I put down my elastic band. But sometimes I just use the Eben adhesive spray and it gets me together. Now let's finally get into these synthetic wigs. Okay, I'm gonna save my absolute favorite for last, but I kind of feel like you guys know it because I tend to share the wigs I love the most all the time on my Instagram. The only half wig, well, it is half wig. The only half wig I'm gonna put on this list is the Outre Bold and Irresistible half wig ponytail situation. So I did a collaboration with Outre in October, I believe, and this was featured in there. Now I don't really like to blend my hair with ponytails and stuff because I have type 4 hair, type 4, 4B, 4C, and a lot of the ponytails and stuff don't really cater to my hair texture, but this one, it did. Like, this is the time of year to wear this kind of hair because it's super long. The texture is so beautiful. It's a nice kinky straight texture, and you can do a lot of different styles because it is a half wig, but it also comes with like a wrap ponytail, and I felt so beautiful. Like, I was considering wearing that for my Christmas pictures this year, but I chose a different wig that's on this list, but I highly recommend that. I really wish Outre would come out with a shorter version of that that's more everyday, and I need to put that down on my list because I have a collab with 2 wig bays soon, so let me put that down. So I love that wig, and I recently was on Instagram and I saw that Beauty with Cat, she did an Instagram reel and she was wearing that, and Beauty with Cat is a more petite, shorter woman, but it still looked really pretty on her. So if you're not afraid of inches and, you know, bigger hair, then try that out, and it's going to be affordable because it's like, I don't know, ponytails and half wigs don't tend to be very expensive. So next I want to mention Sensationnel's Butta Lace 8, and I'm going to start with that one because I was sleeping on the Butta Lace unit wigs because when they came out in 2020, they weren't all that to me. Like, I tried number 1 and number 2, and then I was just like, it's all right. So, but then I decided to try Butta Lace 8, and I was blown away because I got it in a 1B. I usually get number 2s, but the 1B was still popping. And then I went outside and I had no makeup on, and I had melted that wig and it still looked natural. Because some wigs, makeup helps it. It looks better. But this one I didn't have to wear makeup and it still looked very natural and melted down. Like, the lace on the Butta Lace wigs rivals a lot of these synthetic wig companies. I don't know about like all the styles that the Butta Lace collection has. Like, I feel like they need some more innovative styles, but the lace on those wigs are top tier. And Butta Lace Unit 8 is such a chic style. So the style is chic and very like current, and the lace melts down. Okay, love that wig. I actually have 3 Butta Lace Unit wigs on this list. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Sensationnel's Butta Lace Unit 10. Butta Lace Unit 10, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I don't really like curly synthetic wigs. It's just like, y'all know I fell in love with Pop Blossom and I've just been chasing that ever since. I have a Pop Blossom here, but I need an updated version of that. And I'm gonna talk about that in a different video. But I loved this one, the soft curl. I feel like Butta Lace Unit 10 is also a sleeper. First of all, out the pack, the hairline was not as good as Butta Lace Unit 8. The hairline had to be tweezed, so I put in some work with that wig, but it was well worth it because that is a curly wig that I have actually reached for. I wore it for my office reveal shoot that I did, and it just looks so soft and like effortless. It doesn't come off as synthetic, because a lot of curly synthetic wigs, they just look weird and, you know, wiggish, and I don't think that one did after I put my work into it. So highly recommend that if you're looking for a good curly synthetic wig. And the last one from the Sensational Butta Lace Unit line, I was kind of going back and forth on it because it's like, it's so plain, but you know, it's so plain and like classic, but I liked it a lot. It's Sensational's Butta Lace Unit 16. Now, I wasn't a fan of the flamboyage color that I got, but the natural 1B color, I think I had 1B, it was hitting. It was just like a nice middle part barrel curl kind of wig, and I thought it was beautiful. It had a great texture to it. It reminded me of Kamaya. Yeah, I thought that one was beautiful. Like, if I didn't have my Havana twist in, I think that would be like a nice look with, you know, what I have going on now. So I really liked 16, but there was some inconsistencies with the colors, but that's how it is sometimes with synthetic wigs. You can have a wig in this color, but then in a natural color, but when you get one of the flamboyage colors, it can be more silky. And I like that this one, the natural color was more of a yaki texture. So with synthetic companies, there's a lot of inconsistencies regardless of the brand. I've noticed that, but Butta Lace 16 specifically in the natural color was just gorgeous. All right, guys, so I'm gonna stick with the Sensational wigs because I think I have just one more. And of course, I have to mention Sensational's Adanna. So earlier this year when I reviewed Adanna, I don't think that was when I was doing sunlight tests. So I didn't go outside and wear her and everything. But recently I have started to wear her a lot more because she is so glamorous. And I was like, baby, this is holiday hair. So I wore her for my Christmas pictures this year and she came through. She was looking very good, very scalpy. I have worn her like 4 times, which is a lot for me. And in those 4 times though, her ends got ratty, and that's not a lot to wear a wig. So I did have to trim her up. I love the layers on it. I think it's very beautiful. And I hope you guys know, I did say Julianne 24 had better layers, which she did to me. I feel like she had the nice stacked layers, but I did have to cut some layers into Adanna. But just because I had to do that does not mean I didn't like her. So I cut her ends, and then I used the Simply Styling silicone spray to kind of revive it and get rid of those tangles. You know, Gladys put us on to this, and I really do use this with my wigs. I burnt the back, so I can't even spray it, y'all. So I have to buy another one. Yeah, I love Adanna. She is just like classic glam. And at the beginning of the year, I said I was feeling Dasha a little bit more than Adanna. No. After wearing Dasha again recently and then wearing Adanna again recently, it's Adanna for me. Those curls are just so beautiful. And I feel like what other people were saying this year, Dasha, she just looked kind of limp because it was like some curls and then it was straight. And I was just like, you know what? They was right. Adanna is better than Dasha to me. Even though Dasha is pretty, it's just Adanna was giving more, okay? And if you're pulling out a wig for your Christmas pictures, it has to be on point. So Adanna is a great glam wig. So I think I'm going to be pulling her out some more next year because I wore her as a middle part a lot because I love middle parts, but I want to wear her some more as a side part because it was giving as a side part too. Okay, so that was all. I had how many Sensational wigs? 1, 2, 3, 4. I had quite a bit of Sensational wigs. So the next wigs I'm going to share with you guys are all from Outre. I feel like if we're talking about brands, Outre has been, they've had their foot on the gas for years, but especially since that Nisha launched in 2019, they just haven't let up. Now they have some hits and misses, but I appreciate that they keep coming out with stuff, because I mean, those of us who have been rocking with wigs for a long time, y'all know, like back in the day, it was like freetress and model, they were the leading people. But I feel like it's just like outre and sensational are basically the ones being innovative and stuff. Or like last year at the top of 2020, Bobbi Boss had that HD lace collection that was really popular, but then they kind of fell back. So I just want, you know, I want other companies to step up next year outside of the ones that we know so well. One of my favorite, I have two bobs that I really liked. They're still available. It's just like the natural colors are hard to come by, and I hope that outre restocks. So first up we have outre Isabella. So y'all know, like historically, I don't really like short wigs like that, but baby, Isabella was giving. She is a great wig that's going to be for spring, summer, but you can wear it now if you don't want, you know, your sweaters and stuff to rub on the back of your wig and all that. Khaki textured short bob that's about 10 inches, and I think she is stunning, and I felt very beautiful in it. Simple everyday middle part bob. On the flip side, I have outre Breanne. I thought outre Breanne was so beautiful. She was kind of a longer bob. She was a lob, and I got her in a natural color. I do think that Breanne is one of the best bobs that was released this year. My favorite wig of 2021 is outre's Katia. And so Katia was released at the top of 2021, and I bought her. She was released in January, and then I bought her in like March because I saw Saw Life review her, and I was just like, baby, I need that. But you know, sponsored videos and stuff got in front of that, so I didn't get around to reviewing her until October. She is that girl. She is. Like, I wore her to a friend's Christmas party, and I just felt like she was just laid. And I'm gonna tell you, okay, I reviewed Chris Beauty's human hair kinky straight wig recently, and I'm gonna say I will reach for outre Katia over that one. Okay, and Chris Beauty, love them, appreciate them for valuing my channel and partnering with me and stuff, but outre's Katia is like $45, or if you get it off Amazon, it's gonna be more. But that wig rivals human hair kinky straight wigs that I've tried. So I did have somebody say that their Katia was a bit more silky than yucky, but mine was straight up like kinky straight texture. So that's what I love about the wig. And then not only that, the way that the hairline and the lace melts, it looks so real. I love that wig. Like, I don't even know how it can get better. Like, maybe some different color mixes or something, but I love the natural color. But I will say, I recently bought the red velvet, and I bought the creamy mocha, and I wasn't feeling them like that. But definitely the creamy mocha was not good on my complexion, but the natural black looks so real. It feels amazing. It looks great outside. I did all those sunlight tests and stuff for you guys, and it looks so real. So tell me down below, which was your favorite wig of 2021? What did you think about like the wig streets this year? Was there like one that went crazy with the girls? Like, I don't know if it was, but there were some popular wigs, but there weren't any like rock stars like Kamaya was last year, or rock stars like Nisha, the Nishas in 2019. I don't think it was. Y'all tell me what you think. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me again. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing before you leave. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Shout out to my Premiere Squad. If you are interested in any of these wigs, I will have them listed in the description box. You can shop through my Amazon links if you choose to. That will directly support my channel. But you don't have to if you don't want to. I'll have like general links as well. I have a playlist so you can watch all the wigs that I featured in this video. Thoroughly read the description box, okay? Because there might be something there, okay? Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel for another year. Next year I will be on YouTube for 9 years, okay? And y'all still rocking with me. That's a big deal. I appreciate y'all so much, especially the people who watch me on a consistent basis. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a happy holidays, regardless of what you celebrate. Thank you so much, And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.